Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here and welcome to my craft room this morning. I am live on YouTube. Yay! So we're having issues on Facebook with comments. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be transitioning a little bit more onto YouTube live instead of staying on Facebook Live, and we'll see what happens. But meanwhile, thank you so much for joining me. Good morning, Janet. Okay, so I got this card in a swap from a team member. I'm just trying to make my screen a little bit smaller here so I can watch. There we go. Okay, so we have a team swap every once in a while, and there's no restrictions on the swap. It's just you can't use retired stuff. Other than that, anything goes. So this is one that Carla Neville did, and I thought that is a really cool way to do a background. And who doesn't like using shimmery white cardstock? So I thought, hey, I can do this, and I'll show you how she made it. Well, I'll show you how I'm going to make it. I don't know whether this is the way Carla did or not, but I'm going to do it. So the recipe is pool party card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and then another piece to 5.25 by 4 to run through the brick and mortar embossing folder. This is a piece of hand penned designer paper that's 2 by 5, and shimmery white is the cardstock. This is 3 by 4, and then a piece 1 by 2 for the sentiment, and about 4 inches of this gorgeous Highland Heather ribbon. Now, can you see the bling in that ribbon? So let me focus on that a bit. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so fun. And then she decorated the inside as well. Now, these are stamped and punched. They're not stamped on top of each other. Okay, so the bundle consists of the Flowers of Friendship stamp set, and this is called, wait, I'll get it, Flowers and Leaves Punch. So it punches out the flowers and the leaves from the stamp set. Like, hello, obvious. Why am I telling you that? I added a couple of elegant faceted gems, and we're going to use the brick and mortar embossing folder as well. Okay, so let's get going here and do some stamping. I love stamping. Okay, so this is the card base. I'm just going to put that off to the side. And that's the inside piece. This is the one I need to run through the embossing folder. Now, I'm going to make a portrait oriented card. So I have to put it in my embossing folder so that the bricks are going sideways on it, because otherwise you'd have really weird looking bricks. And I don't want weird looking bricks. Okay, run that through my die cutting machine. Oh, it's lovely to see people show up bright and early in this lovely Tuesday morning. Okay, there we go. So I had my funny story, not so funny. I had my laundry all set up, ready to, I was outside, had half of the line done already, and it started to rain. Oh my gosh. Then I had to pull it all back in and put it in the dryer. Gotta love spring weather. Okay, I can see comments, so if you have any questions as I'm going, please let me know. This is a piece of shimmery white cardstock. Now I'm using shimmery white, and Carla used shimmery white because it stands up to watercoloring better than our Whisper White does because of the coating that's on there. So I'm using one of our water painters, and this is a thick one so that I don't have to go back and forth so many times. There's a little bit of water in the barrel, so I'm just going to get the tip wet. and put some ink to the lid of my stamp pad. Now you can put a couple of drops of re-inker in there if you want instead. And then at this relatively wet, come on. There we go. Getting the water down. So you're making a wash. You're not making a paint. There we go, loading up my brush. And I'm just going to do this across it. And see, because I'm using this nice big brush, I only have to go back and forth a couple of times. There we go. I think I'll put just a tad more up there. And that's it. That's how you do the background. So I'll just put that off to the side and let that dry a bit while I stamp the sentiment. Okay. I'm using Memento ink for this. And little card, big thanks. Okay, now I'm going to put it on the block straight. Maybe I'll have a better chance to stamp it straight because I didn't bring spare pieces today. Okay, just going to stick my head in the way maybe a bit. There we go. Hopefully, this is where you pray that you got it straight. Nice. Yes. Okay, so on the spare piece of white, which I did not get, but I have, I'm just going to stamp and punch out for the inside. So Carla used one of each size flower. So we'll just, now, pay attention to the orientation of your stamp or your punch before you stamp, because you're going to want to use your cardstock efficiently. So this one has to go on here this way, down at the bottom. And then the bigger one, I'm going to flip it around and put it this way. And leaving a gap in the middle allows for any over punching. You know, when your image is in there, but you have these other things that punch it. Oh, I thought I was being such a smarty pants this morning, and look at that. Oh well, stick it in the other side. Okay, now we're just going to line it up and punch it. And then we'll just get rid of all the extra pieces. And now we'll line up the top one. We don't have a lot of punches that match stamp sets, so this one is kind of cool. I must say I don't own this stamp set. I borrowed it from my daughter-in-law so that I could show you how to do this, because it really is cool card. Okay, so I'm going to color the big one, or sorry, the little one in Highland Heather. Just this stamp set lends itself really well to coloring with so many different mediums. You can use the Stampin' Blends by them, like just one color of blends, and just have a one layer color flower like I'm doing here. Or you can add some dark onto it and give it a blend like that. There we go. Or you could use an aqua painter and watercolors. Use the re-inker as watercolors. Now I did stamp this on Whisper White, not the shimmery white, because inside is Whisper White. So if you were going to watercolor it, you would have to be a little bit more careful how much water you put on. You could also use re-inker and a blender pen. We haven't used that a lot lately. or you can use watercolor pencils and a blender pen or an aqua pen, water painter. So there's lots of different ways you can color. You can also use your markers, your Stampin' Write markers. I forgot to get the yellow out. With Stampin' Write markers, you can't do any blending. It's just a flat one color. But that's fine. It works. Just going to get some Daffodil Delight on here. There you go. So how is the quality of this video? I know a lot of you joined me in my craft room on Facebook 2 or 3 times a week, but with the issues that Facebook is having right now, with not being able to see comments, I'm thinking of transitioning more to YouTube Live instead. So kind of looking for input, what you think. I can still put the link into the Facebook groups once the video is done. But it wouldn't be live there. I don't know why Facebook has to go change things up all the time. It's annoying, just saying. Okay, so that's the flowers done. Now I'm just going to take the dark Daffodil Delight and do the flower center on both of them. There we go. Okay, so that's done. And now my piece that we did the watercoloring on is dry. I can tell that because it's laying flat or concave, not convex. And I'm going to put all this aside. Now we're going to stamp the main image right over top of it. So I have the stamp and I'm using Memento ink. And because the wash is very light, we'll be able to color the stamp in afterwards with our Stampin' Blends, and it will still show the color. Oh, apparently mine is, no, it's the same size. Okay, I thought mine was a little bit smaller. Sorry, my head. I'm trying to get my image on the paper here. Here we go. So here we are. A lovely rainy Tuesday. There. Now, because this is dry, you can use the Memento ink, but if it wasn't dry, you wouldn't be able to use the Memento because it's water-based, and you would definitely have issues. Also, the Stampin' Blends don't blend well on shimmery white cardstock. So you kind of have to either just do one layer of color or be able to let it go that you have not been able to blend the colors to get your two-tone coloring. I'm being very careful with the edges here because this cardstock tends to bleed the Stampin' Blends a lot. So you have to be careful going around the edges of your flower. You don't want to get too close. And I'm not going to do any dark color. I'm just going to leave it the one color, the light. I should have done the buds a little in the darker one, but I didn't. But you know what? I can still do it because you can go over top of blends with other blends. There we are. Let's get the big flower done. Now we'll just do the last little one. This is a little bit trickier to color because of the properties of the shimmer white cardstock and how it doesn't have the coating that the basic white does, and the Stampin' Blends just love to run and make a mess. Okay, now I think I'll use the dark old olive for the leaves and do the same thing. Just be very careful putting your color on. You don't want it bleeding out past the edge of your leaf. This shimmery white cardstock is not made for blending. The basic white is my cardstock of choice for using Stampin' Blends to blend. So that's why I'm taking a little bit more time to color these, but you can see how with having a nice light wash, when you color your images in, you don't even see that wash. You may, if you used a lighter color, like if you did a light yellow or something, you'd see the blue background. So there you are. It wasn't that difficult to do, and what a stunning card. Okay, let's get some adhesive on the back so we can put our ribbon on there. That's just going to go. This ribbon is ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter which way you put it. I just flipped it because I like it. When it comes off a roll, it has a bit of a curve, and I like to enhance that curve by going around the cardstock with the curve going that way. Okay, now I need to let it loose a bit. Got it a tad too tight. There we go. Oops, that's crooked now. Try that. No. There we go. It's right there. All right, so now I'm going to get a couple of pieces of tear tape to put over the top, because I always like to put adhesive over top of my ribbons. It helps to hold them in place. And I find that the Stampin' Seal doesn't like leaving traces of itself on ribbon. So that's why I just use a piece of tear tape. Of course, then you have to get it to lift up. Come on. There we go. Okay, get that off to the side. This is our embossed piece, and the designer paper is going to go on here. Now, Carla did hers so that she left a bit of blue at the top and the bottom. I cut mine so I can go right from edge to edge, just for something different. Look at the other side of that paper. Is that not gorgeous? I love that. And it's got a wash on it too, so that some areas are darker than other areas. Okay. Fight with it to let go of my fingers. I'm going to line that up in the top corner and line this up on the bottom corner. There we go. Now this can go right onto the card base. Now where's my card base? So I hope I'm not seeing any comments, and I'm hoping it's just because nobody is commenting, not because I can't see them, because that would just be annoying. But that's okay. You leave a comment or a question and I don't see it, then I will get back to it. Okay, there we go. Now, this one is going to go on here like that. So I just have to put the adhesive around it, but see it's pulling that cardstock because it's too tight. So I'm just going to cut the ribbon. No, sorry, cut the adhesive on both sides of that ribbon so I can loosen it off a bit. Okay, we'll try that. I don't like it when it pulls the cardstock. See, no, still too tight. Well then, move it over, put the ribbon back. That's better, except it's too low now. Sorry about this, but if you guys have watched me on my YouTube or on my Facebook videos, you know that getting things straight is high priority. I don't like having crooked stuff on my card. Okay, that liner pulled up. Because of course I had to put new adhesive because I cut it. Okay, I'll get the stamp and seal here, do the rest of it. And that's just going to go right onto this card front in the middle-ish. Okay, let me make sure. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, good, Heather. Thank you. Thank you. At least the comments are working. I'm not the only one that's having issues on Facebook. Everybody's having issues. Okay, so this is going to go here, and I'm going to put mine over to the side a bit. Now let me see, maybe we should just, no, I don't like that. So I'm going to get some dimensional strips to put along the top and along the bottom. Maybe, if I have any left. Here, let's just do this. Cut some, couple of nice long strips. Good morning. Oh, full screen. Yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to see the comments then. Oh, it's okay. One thing, the good thing about this streaming is that you can go back afterwards and watch the replays. They don't go anywhere. They stay forever, either on well, not forever on Facebook, because you know Facebook does its little controlling thing and you only see what Facebook wants you to see. But YouTube, my videos have been there since, I think it's 2016. I started my first video. There's hundreds of them anyways. Okay, I'm just taking the liners off so I can put my sentiment on. And you can see that I put the dimensional pieces along the top and the bottom. Let me focus on that so you can see it there. See? That way it'll go over top of the ribbon and not be, because I find if I put it on the ribbon and I pick the card up and the ribbon has any kind of a play, then this is going to sag. And you know me and saggy things. I don't like saggy on my cards. It's a bit, the sentiment's a bit crooked, but we're letting it go. Okay, here we go. Now, where'd I put the bling? And I don't have to use Wink of Stella on this because it's on shimmery white cardstock. So Wink of Stella is already there. Let's put some elegant faceted gems on here. Okay, I put the third one down at the bottom. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just right there. It's done. It is what it is, and that's all that it is. Okay, so for the envelope or the inside piece, I'm going to put some adhesive on these flowers that we did and put them inside. There's one. And there's the second one. A little bit of adhesive showing through there. Okay, let's see how Carla did hers, because I like her placement. Okay, well, I put the other one in there wrong, so wouldn't that have been smart to actually get it in the right? There we go. We're doing it. Okay, so I think I'll do a bit of sponging around the outside with some Pool Party, just to give it a little bit of color. Oops, that won't work, because that one's still dirty. Okay, try this one. That's better. I don't know how that one got put away dirty. We'll blame the munchkins in my craft room, because they come out at night and play with my stuff, and they don't put it back properly. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we had good news yesterday from our provincial health people that we can now start increasing our socially distanced gatherings. So I'm going to be able to start my in-person classes again in a small way. So the first one will be in July. There we go. And right now I'm keeping it small, just myself and 3 people. But they think that come September, we'll be able to travel across Canada, like interprovincial travel, and increase the number of people inside our houses again, which would be awesome. Okay, I'm still going to do virtual though. I'm not giving up my virtual classes, because I know I'm enjoying them. Okay, there's the cards. Now I just have to stamp the envelope. Now Carla stamped hers in Highland Heather. Oh, I wanted that to be so blonde. I wanted the sentiment to be gorgeous grape. That's why I got it out. I'm going to get some cardstock. And I won't change it on here, but I'm going to cut a piece that is 1 by 2. And cut that. There we go. So I'm going to stamp it again, and I'll just lay it over the top so you can see the difference. Yeah, blondie. Find the sentiment. Find my cleaner. Yep. Find my cleaner, she says. There it is. I washed it this morning. Poor thing was getting really dirty. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this again, and then I'll just lay it over the top so you can see the difference. Because it makes a difference. So look, definitely need it to be purple, not the black. So I'll put that on later. I'm not going to make you suffer through that. But I do have to clean my stamp. So I can, well, it's not my stamp, it's Heather's stamp. Ink. that up in gorgeous grape. Stamp that on there like that. And it's done. That's it. So there's the card. Isn't that a fun background for that? I think I haven't done that kind of a background in a long time, and it really is quite effective. And by having the big aqua painter, it's like 1, 2, 3, and you're done. So there we go. Does anybody have any questions? I'm so happy that you hung out with me for a bit. Oh, blurry. Yeah, sorry. Come on, focus. Oh, it's a good thing I'm done. Why is it not focusing? Hang on. It came up with something weird. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't see my phone and I was just hitting things and got some weird something or other come up. So thanks so much, ladies. I enjoyed spending time in my craft room with you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and you don't get rained on. Now that my laundry is dried in the dryer, the rain has probably stopped. Thanks. Thanks, Carmen. Stampin' Smiles, and I'll see some of you tomorrow for the Pansy classes tomorrow, right? And then Thursday night, I'm going to try one more Facebook Live on Thursday night. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to go to YouTube. Thanks, Janet. Carla's card is beautiful. Carla is very talented. I'm very blessed to have her on my team. Thanks, ladies. Stampin' Smiles and bye for now.